Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello. That was cute little build up.
Well,
Into it. I
thanks.
was jamming. I was like, do.
Build the build up, I guess. I was just playing around in StreamYard, still getting used to it.
Yeah, that was fun.
How are you guys?
Hello. Hello.
Did you guys have a good Father's Day?
Jill?
I've been feeling like crap, so
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah.
we didn't really do much ourselves.
Huh?
We didn't really do much ourselves. We kind of just kept it easy this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah.
David went fishing, and then I have been like having my own stuff going on. So then when he got home, I went back to bed. But yeah.
Gotcha. What about you, Kristen? Did you do anything?
Yeah, my dad was in town, so I just chilled. We just bought him a bunch of baseball cards and opened them. That's what if I pretend that I'm interested in baseball cards, he's happy. So there we go.
Oh,
that's what we did.
That's sweet. Does he have like? Is he one of those guys that has like a huge collection and he'll like tell you the value of the cards? Yeah.
He's on eBay buying cards, and like I know everything there is to know about baseball cards, not through my own doing. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What are you guys reading? Are you guys starting a new book tonight? Or are you guys continuing something on?
I have a couple things. I'm reading on my Kindle, which is rare for me. Claws and Contrivances. Have you heard of Scales and Sensibility?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
It was one of the Spiff Bow books, if you follow that. It was like a finalist last year, and I really liked it. It's fantasy romance, so it's kind of interesting that it made it. It's like Pride and Prejudice, sort of, with dragons.
Yeah. Is that the one with the cover? It's like the girl, the old Regency girl with the dragon.
She's got like a dragon.
Yeah. Okay.
And the author saw my review of the first one, so she sent me the arc of the second one, so I'm reading it.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, so it comes out in July.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah, what about you, Hannah? For dragon books, that's a good one.
Yeah, I need to, I think, probably read some more dragon ones. I did little like dragon novellas in the beginning, but I'm starting to get into more like my larger books per se. Like I'm going to start Hooked tonight, which I think it's by MC Frank. I'm also reading on the Kindle. But it's like a Regency. Funnily enough, you and I are kind of on like the same wavelength. It's like a Regency meets Peter Pan. So I'm excited.
I could get into that.
What about you, Hannah?
I am reading Joanna Shoup, The Heiress Hunt. It's like I am reading a ridiculous amount of historicals recently. And then I am also reading the sequel to Long Live the Elf Queen. It's Bow Before the Elf Queen. So I'm reading this. Wait, no, or vice versa. Wait. I get the two confused. Which one? I'm reading Long Live the Elf Queen. Yeah, the first one is Bow Before the Elf Queen. Okay. And then I am also reading,
of course,
and really enjoying Zool, which is an alien.
Ghostbusters?
I heard about it from Ava and from Ava's romance reads. And it's like an alien romance because, she has like all the best alien romance recommendations.
Yeah.
And this one, I'm really enjoying it. Okay. I'm actually enjoying all of them, but I've only Long Live the Elf Queen, I've only read like the first chapter, but this one I'm 33% into, and it's like these girls get abducted into like this big space station or whatever, and these aliens are going to like use them. So there's like a lot of trigger warnings and stuff like that because they're planning to use them to procreate. But basically, so I think there's 5 or 6 books in the series, and it's basically there's these other aliens that were working for them, but they were actually like undercover agents for like some sort of like interstellar security force or something like that. Anyway, so they're trying to take down these aliens, and in the process, basically each one saves one of the prisoner girls, and it's their story. Oh, hi. I was like, it's
hi, sorry.
So each one follows one of those like undercover alien agents with one of the like people from Earth, or one of the girls from Earth. So
that sounds fun. My mind immediately went to Ghostbusters when you said Zool. So I'm like, this has got to be wacky. But this still sounds like it's like kind of a crazy fun plot line, like kind of dark, but it sounds like there's a little comedy in it. Yeah.
Well, I've not experienced any comedy yet.
Oh, okay.
But I do know that like she does incorporate comedy with some of her books. Like I guess she also wrote the Ribs Sanctuary series, or at least that's the name of the first book, and it's where basically these aliens like don't know what to do with this girl or something. I don't know. Somehow she ends up getting sold to someone, and they don't want her or something. So they end up not knowing what to do with her. So they put her into like an animal sanctuary because they don't know what to do with this human.
Yeah.
She gets
animal
put into this,
sanctuary.
like, yeah, it's like a pet store or something, like kind of thing.
How weird.
I don't know. And apparently that one's really funny, but that's a different series by the same author. So.
What's the author again? Or who's the author?
Hold on one second. A.G. Wild.
A.G. Wild. I don't think I've read her. I'll have to check her out. Also, everybody in the chat, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Let us know what you guys are reading, and if you're continuing something or starting something new. Oh, wow. That is a great cover.
Yeah, the other cover that was like, I think that's the new cover, because this was the cover.
Oh, yeah, I like the new one.
I like the new one better.
But the new one, yeah, the new one, I don't know, it hits a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's check out some of these comments here. Oh, Shay, thank you. I'm glad you liked my pop. I was so nervous to actually post that.
That was so funny.
It was so good.
Thank you. That was my husband saying Fabio. He was such a good sport. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Oh.
Was that your husband? I was wondering.
Yeah, that was him. I just randomly asked him. I'm like, hey, can you just like say Fabio over and over in different tones? He's like, sure. That's how you know you have a good husband, when he's not even asking questions. He's just all in.
No problem.
Kristen says, I'm hoping to finish A House with Good Bones. It's hilarious. What one's that one about, Kristen? I haven't heard that one at all. What'd you say?
I thought that was a horror book.
A House with Good Bones? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I would take a comedic horror, though. I think that'd be a good time.
Isn't that the T. Kingfisher horror book, her new release? It's like a Southern Gothic.
Yeah, it is, but it is kind of hilarious. It's got like T. Kingfisher vibes in it. Yeah, like it's of her horror that I've read, it's the one that feels most like her, because it's got her signature humor in it.
Is it kind of cozy, like?
Sort of, like it's her going back to her childhood home, so it's got that vibe, and her mom's not quite right. And if there's a lot of ladybug stuff in it, you won't look at ladybugs the same.
Oh,
like in a creepy way?
In a creepy way.
I don't know if I can do that in Gardner.
No, but it's still kind of funny. Like the character's funny. There's a hint of a romance in it. It just feels very T. Kingfisher.
I've never read her, but I've also read like strictly romance, so that's.
She has romance.
Maggie, you need to read Sword Heart.
Mm-hmm. Sword Heart? What's one Sword Heart? Is it like a horror?
Sword Heart is by T. Kingfisher. No, it's a fantasy romance by T. Kingfisher, and it's very funny, and it's very well written, and I think that you would like it.
Okay, I'll have to add that to my TBR. Lorelei is saying, I'm hoping to finish Fable tonight by Adrienne Young, reading the audiobook too. I heard Fable's really good. A lot of people are reading Fable. I haven't read it yet, but I haven't heard anything bad on it.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I just don't read much YA.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Ginger Bibliophile says, I'm finishing Bravely on KU. It's a story, about Merida and reading Scarecrow Returns in paperback. Oh, wow. I haven't seen any retellings on, like, Merida at all. Someone, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't remember your name at the moment, but someone left a comment on one of my videos asking if I ever found a retelling of The Emperor's New Groove, like a romance retelling, where it was basically with Yzma and Cosmo. And Cosmo, wait, is that his name? Cusco. I'm thinking Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
And I immediately was like, I need to find this. This needs to exist.
I'm sure that exists somewhere in the universe.
Right, it should be. I think I tried Amazon, but I think the next stop is going to have to be Wattpad because I couldn't find anything.
There's apparently a Trek romance. There has to be an Emperor's New Groove romance.
Right? Like, come on. Yeah. That would be amazing. I'd never even thought about it before. Lole is also saying, I'm also trying to get through the first 3 volumes of One Piece. Oh, manga. Super popular, so I'm trying it out. All about pirates. I just found out from Daphne on her last reading sprint that there's kind of like more romantic sort of manga that's going to be kind of smutty. I guess in Japan, if you go to Japan, like it's just everywhere. But I'm kind of curious to try manga now. Have you guys done any manga stuff? Like Kristen, Hannah?
I've read
Death Note. That's it. That's the only one I've read.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, just the first 3. But
was it good?
I've really gotten into it.
Oh, so is it just kind of hard to like deep dive into, or is it just not your reading style?
It was okay. The first one was good, but I feel like it kind of all falls apart for me.
Okay. What about you, Hannah?
I read Witch Hat Atelier, the first one, and it was very cute. And that is kind of, I think it's middle grade and it's fantasy and it's very old school feeling, like magical. It's very cozy. And I thought that was adorable. I thought about continuing on, but the thing with me with manga is I don't know how to describe it. Like, I like to look at the pictures, but it's almost like it distracts me, then I'll read it. And then to me also, I feel like you have to read so many of them in a series to really feel character development, you know? And then they're so expensive to do that. And then trying to get them all at the library is like, it's just too much brain power. And I don't know. I've never really gotten into it.
Yeah,
and then I tried comics too. I tried Saga and Monstrous, and I liked those, but kind of like the same thing. It's just, if I want a quick read, I'll read like a romance, like novella or something like that.
Yep.
I'm the same. Stacy saying I'm reading Obsession. Stacy, please tell me that's Obsession from Make Games. Please tell me it's from the Make Games. I need to talk to more people about that. Wicked reading Fable on audiobook, Head Like a Hole physically, and Captive of the Pirate King on Kindle. Man, Wicked reading. You're reading so much. I can't do all of that at the same time. Hannah, you're the same. You have like so many books going on at one time. I can maybe handle 2, but that's about it. I get all the storylines like mixed in my head. Ginger Bibliophile. I would so read a retelling of Cusco. I love a good retelling, and it would have to be hilarious with Cusco and Go. Honestly, like the fact that it doesn't exist yet, I was saying this, if I can't find it anywhere, I feel like we just need to write one because this is such an amazing idea that we just need it, you know?
Oh no, we lost Hannah.
It's okay. She might be having some issues with,
yeah, my internet's not the greatest at the moment either.
Yeah. Me and her were talking about her internet, and it can definitely cause problems. Mine's the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, Stacy, I love you. I love the fact of reading Obsession. Do you like it, or are you cringing yet? Or do you think I'm terrible at giving book recommendations? I think it's the best book in the world. Kristen, you haven't read the Make Games, have you? On KU?
My internet is terrible.
Oh, no worries. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're just breaking up, but I think that's
okay.
on my end. I think that's on my end.
No worries. Have you read the Make Games? You haven't, right?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I haven't dipped my toes into the KU world as much as you guys have.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm basically like all in with KU. But it's basically like it's not some sort of like highbrow literature. It's something like it's a total guilty pleasure. It's a romance, fantasy romance. It's definitely on the smutty end, but it's more of just like it's a soap opera of a book. Like it's so weird. Like you're gonna be cringing at certain points. You get super emotional at other points. There's parts where it's really hot. There's other parts that just make you like almost uncomfortable, but like in a good way. It's essentially about a girl who she's caught, basically the apocalypse is going on, and if she doesn't choose the right man, it's a reverse harem, but if she doesn't choose the right man, then the apocalypse happens. So very high stakes, ridiculous plot. It's hilarious. I highly recommend it. All right, Morgan, what do you say? I just finished The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, and now I'm on the deep as the sky, red as the sea. I haven't heard of either of those, Morgan. How are those? Are those good? Are they romance? That's also what I want to know.
That was so broken up, but I got there in the end.
It's all good. It's all good.
She does it.
Yeah. Oh, that's gotta be.
Yeah, but I got there in the end. Yeah. That sounds interesting. Apparently it's addictive, that series.
It is. It's insanely addictive.
How many books are in it?
Well, there's gonna be. It's all about the four horsewomen.
Mm-hmm.
So there's gonna be 4 separate series. So there's 4 books in each series, and then there's 4 series of themselves.
That's a commitment.
It is, but it's one of those things where you could read one series without the other. I would say their second series is even better because it's like the authors found their groove and they like really understood where to go with the storyline, because there is a serious plot and there's character development, but it's also insanely comedic that it's good. It's fun.
It does sound kind of fun.
Yeah. Just like Dory said, it's addicting. It's so good. I love it so freaking much. It's honestly like it's not like the best written thing, but I would say it's probably my favorite book of all time because I've never felt so much in my life. And some of that honestly is me just like cringing and being like, why would you write that? But
those are fun though. I find that fun.
Yeah, it's kind of I've never experienced anything like that. So I highly recommend it to everybody. All right, Courtney, hello, joining late. I'll be reading Dear Henry, Love Edith by Becca Kinzer for my, is that in real life book club? What's IRL book club? Mm-hmm. Okay, I was about to say, am I, I don't know what's going on.
You got it.
Oh, Hannah's saying, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I just told my hubby to change our internet back tomorrow. Oh yeah, no worries, Hannah. Go chill, go have fun. Yeah. My upload speed is above 2 megabytes per second. Yeah, that's
terrible. Yeah.
Lorelei just said she finished Fourth Wing. Kristen, you were reading Fourth Wing, right? A couple weeks ago?
I read it in May, yeah.
In May.
I think Tori just finished it and she was like obsessed with it.
Yeah, I've heard everybody's obsessing over it. It's kind of, everyone's saying it's really good. That is not necessarily the best written thing, but it's like an addicting plot line, and that you get sucked into a point that when it ends, and I guess it ends on a cliffhanger, that you kind of go into like a slump.
Yeah, everybody goes, even I went to a slump and I gave it 3.5 stars, but it still was like, okay, where do I go from here? Because there's something about the way it ends.
Okay. Man, then I went to the person I've heard say like under 4.
Because I think I read it before like the hype. I don't know. I didn't think I realized exactly what it was. It's just fun. You can't think about it too much. You can't pick it apart. You just have to take it for what it is, but it's fun.
Okay. That's what like the Make Games is like. You can't really pick it apart. It's just you go in and you have some fun.
Yeah, you just take it for what it is.
Yeah. Morgan saying The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea is a YA fantasy with romance and deep as the sky, red as the sea. I have no clue. It was a cover pick. Oh, I do that all the time too. If it's a pretty cover,
for that is
I'm
so pretty.
in for it. Yeah. I'll take a pretty cover any day.
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys, we're almost like 20 minutes in. We've been chit-chatting, but you guys ready to start doing a little reading here?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm thinking we'll just do like 30-minute sprints. That's what I got my timer on for. And then we'll just check back in after. All right. So happy reading, guys.
Sounds good.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hopefully my internet's better. We'll see.
Yeah. Do you have a storm or anything going on, or is it just like your internet connection?
It's just always bad. It's just always
Huh.
bad. Yeah.
Do you have Spectrum?
I'm in Canada. We just like the internet in Canada is just bad in general. It's just horrible.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, our internet's not great either.
Yeah, I just think it's a struggle. Yeah.
It's always a pain.
Yeah.
But how was reading? How's your book?
It was good. There's gonna be fake dating, so I'm into that.
Oh, okay. I think I've only read like a couple fake dating, but it can be fun.
I like fake dating and like Regency because it's kind of they're forced to because if they're gonna spend time together, they have to be betrothed, right?
Yeah.
So it's cute. Yeah, it's fun.
Which book is it?
It's Claws and Contrivances.
That's
it's
right.
The sequel to that Scales. Yeah. And in this world, the dragons are small and they don't have magic or anything. They're just like ladies wear them in high society.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the vibe of this. It's so sweet. I just love it. So like they're just little red dragons. They're so cute.
Yeah.
So
aww.
Yeah, it's fun.
How far in are you?
I am 25%.
Okay, so you're a decent way in. All right.
Yeah. And I listened to some of my audiobook too.
How is the audio? Is the actor good? Or the narrator?
It's a different audiobook, but the audiobook for the first one was good. But this is at EARC, so I don't have the audiobook yet. But I was playing with my internet, so I was listening to audiobook, and it's a horror novel. Have you heard of Darcy Coates?
No.
She has this horror audiobook book called From Below. It's like underwater horror. Oh. And have you been following this Titanic thing that's happening?
Oh, no.
There's like this. Yeah, you have to see that a submarine that you can pay $250,000 to go on and visit the Titanic, like see the ruins of that Titanic. It's gone missing with 5 people on it. So this book is like reminding me of that. That's happening in the news in real life.
That
this is too weird.
How have I not heard of that going on?
Yeah, they just broke that today that was happening.
Yeah, I haven't heard that on anything. I'm gonna have to look at that. That's terrifying.
And we only have 96 hours of oxygen or something. Like that is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, I'm terrified of the ocean. Like absolutely, I will never go on a cruise. Like my worst fear. I know it's like completely irrational, but I'm terrified of rogue waves. So like I just won't go on a cruise like at all. I want to stay on land. The beach is pretty, but I need the land. Yeah.
To me, the ocean's scarier than space. So.
Oh yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. 100%. We know like 10% of what's in there. Like there's some creepy stuff.
Like you couldn't pay me to go down and see that Titanic, I don't think.
I'll do it. I'll go on YouTube. I'll watch a video.
Watch a documentary, let alone $250,000 to go. You have to pay to go down there. Yeah.
Dear God, they're gonna get like if they find them, that company's gonna get sued to high heaven.
The CEO of the company is apparently on there. So
Jesus.
Yeah, I was all reading all about it. So that was my distraction too.
Yeah, I need to look into that. Oh my God.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, let's see what people are saying. Daphne. Hey, Daphne.
Oh, Jade War.
Jade War. Yeah, I saw your video go up today. Wasn't it that today?
That was today. I haven't watched it.
Yeah. Jade War, that's the one that has genies in it, doesn't it?
Does it?
Is Jade War the one about genies?
Jade War is a sequel to Jade City.
Okay, Jade City's like of something else. I probably am. Have you read Jade City?
I have, but like a couple of years ago. I have to continue on with that series.
Okay.
It's like mafia fantasy, sort of.
Okay.
So I'm like, if genies come, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be good, right? Rock up some
twist.
Oh my God, Daphne. Okay, so you downloaded Make Games. Good. This is a good start. I'll do a little announcement right now too. Hannah and I have an announcement video coming out tomorrow for some cool stuff coming. Make Games might be a part of it. Okay, so like check that out. It'll be at 8 a.m. tomorrow, but that's all I'm gonna say. But Make Games forever. All right. Kristen says, I swear the main character, Sam, is related to me.
From A House with Good Bones.
Oh, okay.
Sam's a good character.
What's Sam like?
Like kind of quirky a little bit, but like she's not an archaeologist, but something like that. And she's trying to go on a mission, but they find a dead body, so it's canceled. That's why she has to go back to her mom's. So she's very like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Analytical, sort of. And she's trying to find the logic in the situation she's in, but it's not very logical at all.
Yeah.
She's trying to like figure out what's going on. So she's not naive like a lot of heroes in horror are. She's asking questions, which I liked. She was great.
Oh.
I love T. Kingfisher. I could talk about T. Kingfisher all day long.
Is she one of your favorites?
She's my favorite, yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Just like in general or just for horror?
In general. I love her romances. She does fairy tale retellings. I love her fairy tale retellings. She does everything.
Okay, so if you were to recommend me one of the fairy tale retellings, which is like your top tier.
It's Bryony and Roses. It's Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, okay. I'm in. That's like Beauty and the Beast out of all the fairy tales, my favorite.
It's so good. And I normally don't like the retellings, but she does such a good job with this one. It's so good. And the main character is like a gardener, so it's really about the roses, and the house is even more alive than it is in the original. It's so good. She's so good.
Oh my God. What's it called again?
Bryony and Roses. I'll DM it to you.
Yeah, DM it to me. Yeah. I totally have to add that to my list. I've read so many Beauty and the Beast retellings, whether it's just like fantasy romance or historical romance. That never gets old. I'm obsessed with
Make a video about it.
I know, I need to.
Recommendations.
Oh, Carmen, reading Fireborn by Rosary Munda. I know that book, but I have not actually read it myself. That's a YA one, isn't it?
Is it YA? It reads YA, but I'm not sure but yeah, it's like dragon fighters or dragon. It's really, really good. I think it is YA. I think it is considered YA.
I thought I heard it was YA.
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm not entirely sure. The Heiress Hunt, 30 pages in. Yeah, Hannah was saying she's on a historical romance kick. I do that too. That used to be exclusively what I read, and then I kind of jumped into fantasy romance, and I've kind of just been a little bit obsessive. But I love historicals so much.
I haven't read many. They all have the same kind of names, like titles, and I get confused. But
yeah, there's historical romance is kind of one of those genres where like it's always a very feel good. It's obviously always has a happy ending because it's romance, but there's just something very lighthearted to it that is really great. Like if you've had a rough day or if like you have anxiety, those romance books are the best books. I swear, I love a good historical romance. But it's kind of weird if you come from fantasy romance because fantasy's more in like a first person POV where historicals are always in a third person, so it can kind of
interesting. I didn't know that.
Throw you off. Yeah. Hannah, hi Daphne. Daphne, hi Hannah. Oh. Kristen, oh my God, I'm terrified of jellyfish of all things. Wait, Chris, out of everything in the ocean, the jellyfish? That's what's going to
come up. They actually come up and sting you, and then you have to pee on yourself to get rid of the pain. So
yeah,
the whole scenario. Yeah, I'm not all about that whole situation.
See, for me, it's totally like sharks. I'm terrified of sharks. Jellyfish, like, don't get me wrong, like that would suck to be stung. But the first thing I go to is a shark. That freaks me out.
Whales.
Whales, I'm cool with.
I don't know what it is, of like the size of a whale. I think like Pinocchio or something like scarred me as a kid. Just like something about whales. And like I actually saw a video the other day on Twitter or something. These people were kayaking and a whale came up and ate them, but spit them out. They were fine, but I was like, no.
Yeah, wait, yeah, the one where it literally was in their mouth, right? Yeah, I saw that too. I needed nope. This isn't why I go in the ocean. This is proof that it's happened. So I'm not going. Like
no. I'll put my feet in. That's about it.
Yeah, exactly. I have a friend who she does scuba diving and she's obsessed with sharks. She wants to get into a shark cage. She wants to go see all of them. She likes to swim with the sharks. And she's trying to convince my husband. And I keep telling her, I'm like, y'all can go, but me and your husband are staying like on the beach. Like, because her husband, he doesn't want to do it either. And she's just like, no, you're going. You don't have a choice. You're doing it. I was like,
no, I don't think no, it's not worth it to me.
No, I've seen way too many videos of like sharks literally busting through the cage. So,
and even
no.
like afterward, I don't think I'd be like, I'm glad I did that. I don't think so. I don't think I'd have that feeling.
Yeah, me either.
No.
Dory says, Kristen, you just gave me full body shivers with that information. I'm not a fan of water in general.
No, you have to go look up this whole scenario though. It's wild.
Yeah, that I feel like that's like I just thinking about it, I can't imagine being a person in that right now, like being in
No,
that
it's terrifying.
situation. Yeah, I feel like I'd have like a heart attack. That there has to be so much panic going on. Like, God.
Like the claustrophobia, just all of it.
Yeah, I already have claustrophobia. I would do so poorly in that situation.
Submarines, not for me.
Yeah, no. Daphne says, "Ooh, I'm excited to see the announcement." You will be. I think you're gonna like it. I'm be excited. Carmen says, "Yes, yeah, YA."
Right.
Yes, yeah. Yes, YA. My bad. Oh. Stacy says, "I'm loving this book." Good. I'm very happy. It's one of those books where I'm going to tell you they're all good, but I feel like the fourth book is where it peaks. Like there's literally the first chapter of the fourth book is the most cinematic chapter I have ever read in my life. It gives so much amazing backstory to my favorite character. This is for the Make Games. His name's Caleb. I'm obsessed with him. Sorry, Stacy, if you like him. He's mine. But he has such a good backstory. Like it's so good. You guys, I can't wait till you get to that part. It's amazing. Hannah says, "Oh my God, I'm terrified of sharks and rip currents." Yeah, I've never been caught in a rip tide, but I've had some friends in it, and that's freaking terrifying. I've gotten caught in rip currents twice in my life, and both times were terrifying.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Oh my God. I used to love the beach when I was a kid, but I grew up and I was like, Oh, Morgan says, "I grew up close to the ocean and I love it. LOL. So I'm a minority here." Yeah, no, I can appreciate its beauty from afar, but that's it.
I live near the Great Lakes, so that's good for me because there's nothing like that in there.
Yeah, no, you're safe there.
I'm
you can
safe.
swim.
Yeah.
Sharks are great though, or at least they leave you alone most of the time. Yeah, I know sharks are like good for the environment and stuff like that, but or for their ecosystem, but I'm still terrified. When I was 10, I was literally like I was only up to my hips, but there was what I thought a fish swimming around me. So my brother was next to me and I was like, "Oh, Dennis, look, it's a fish." I was so excited. And my brother goes, "That's a sand shark." And I flipped out. I was hysterically screaming. I ran out and I haven't been back in since. Even though I know sand sharks are fine, I'm good. Yeah, I don't need to be in there anymore. Maria says, "Hi, still at work for now, but I started Blood Mercy this morning." Well, hopefully work goes quick for you. I hope that will be good and you can come home and you can just chill and read more Blood Mercy.
You have to tell me what you think, Maria. I DNF'd it. So did Hannah, and so did Daphne. So
oh no,
we did a buddy read together, and it did not go well.
How far did you guys get in?
Oh, like 90 pages.
Oh damn. Okay.
Because we were struggling with like the dialogue, the writing. It's so formal, where they're trying to be like kind of historical, but it just didn't feel
quite right.
Yeah, and it kept taking us out of the story. It was like I have to reread that again to understand what they're trying to say.
Oh dang.
Yeah, but I thought that like the world could have been really interesting and the romance could have been interesting, but it's an 800-page book. Oh, so like I don't think I could do 800 pages of this, and then it's a longer series too. But the audiobook just came out, so I'm okay with maybe trying the audiobook, but we'll see.
Man, I'm one of those people where I'm like, if I'm just not jiving, I'll just drop it.
Yeah, I think that's what Hannah said. She's like, I'm done. Yeah. I can be convinced.
Yeah, that's a long book too. Dang, man. Dude. What's the plot line of it?
It's a vampire.
Oh, story. Okay.
I think it's like a relationship between a human and a vampire, and they're trying they have like a treaty of some kind, and they're renegotiating it. So we'll see. I don't really. That's as far as I got, and it was them having like their first meetup.
Yeah.
I was like, I just can't stand the way they talk. So,
Yeah. The book I'm reading right now, I'm hooked. That's the Peter Pan Regency one. And it's okay right now, but, like, speaking of dialogue, it's almost like it's not that they're just speaking more historically and more formal. It's almost like the best way I can describe it is if you've seen Alice in Wonderland, Disney's Alice in Wonderland, it almost feels like the way Alice talks, like it's hard to describe. There's a childlike quality and a childlike curiosity to it, but they're supposed to be older. And so you're kind of just
kind of like cringy.
Yeah, this doesn't quite feel right, but the plot's intriguing, so I'm not going to DNF it yet. But I was reading it and I realized I kept being like, wait, what? Why are you talking like that? That's so weird. But we'll see. Hopefully it gets better. Stacy says she loves the ocean. Maria says, so far I definitely see what you mean about the dialogue, but hoping to love it. Fingers
maybe
crossed.
it gets better as it goes on, because I think this is the first book. Like maybe
yeah,
you get used to it or it gets better.
Time to build.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I struggle with more like epic fantasy is it takes a little bit longer. Like I like world building, but if it's like if there's too much world building in it to where all I'm focused on is like the scenery and whatnot, I start to get pulled out. I start to get really bored.
And that stuff is all stuff that just I forget. So like I don't hold on to any of that information anyways.
Yeah. I'm the same exact way. I'm gonna picture it my own sort of way, I guess.
I know. And in Blood and Mercy, that's what a lot of the beginning was, like them having conversations to build up the world. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Moving on.
I get it. Yeah.
Hey, April, how's it going? Kristen says, oh no, Hooked is on my TBR when I get back from my trip. It's okay. Kristen, hopefully you'll see what I'm saying, but maybe it will get better. I'm not so super far in. I'm only like 2 chapters in, and it's just kind of like the dialogue is a little funky. That's all I'll say, but it might get better. I'll let you know in a little bit. April, Maggie, Pirate Prince is a bit assaulty. Yeah, there's a scene in there. This is a book her and I like we kind of did like a pirate exchange. So she gave me her favorite pirate historical, which is Gentle Rogue from Joanna Lindsay, and I gave her Pirate Prince from Gail Callan. And there's like a lot of drama that happens for a historical. There's a lot of action, there's kidnapping and all sorts of stuff. But I'm wondering, are you talking about his like backstory, April? Like what happened to him? Or are you talking about what he does to the female lead? But it's kind of a dark storyline for historical romance, but it's fun. I feel like it's kind of one of those books that are good for someone who's coming from fantasy romance who wants to go into a historical, just because there's a little bit more to sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
But no, the way he acts towards her. Okay, I'm trying to remember that part now, April. I need to reread that book myself.
I have to go back, Go back and reread it. But I read it.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, so should we jump back into another? Yeah, why don't we jump into another 30? We're at 8:10 now. And we can check back in.
If there's any updates on the Titanic thing.
Yeah. I need to look at that. I need to study up on the Titanic thing, and hopefully my book gets a little bit better. Oh, Bob. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you too, Bob. Bob, if you're reading anything, let us know what you're reading. But yeah, let's go ahead and start another 30 minutes, and then we'll check back in with each other, guys. All right? Hey guys, Chloe.
Cat.
This is Chloe. She wants to join.
How sweet.
To talk books.
My cats eat my books, so that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm reading a physical book, they have to come. They start chewing on the pages. Both of them.
Oh.
Oh.
She likes to go under the book and just put her face right in front of yours.
Attention to me.
Yeah, she needs all the attention. But I didn't read at all. I was literally looking into the whole Titanic thing.
There you go. It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I saw that it happened last year.
Did it? Oh yeah, but not as long, right?
Yeah, not as long, and they obviously were found, but it happened last year. So, and it was talking about how this sort of craft, it can only go to like 4 kilometers down, and they're at like 3.8. So they're very close to its maximum capacity and maximum like pressures. And there was a sentence in there that said, if there's a leak at all, then it just implodes. So, that's terrifying.
That's terrifying. I don't know why I'm so blurry, but this happens to me all the time. There we go.
Yeah. It's like you're trying to focus on something else.
There we go. Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a wild story. I just can't imagine being on that submarine.
No. It also mentioned that there's no way to get out. So let's say in the most optimistic situation, they did rise to the surface and they're just bobbing on the surface, but they've lost contact with the mothership. There's no way for them to even get out of the submarine. They basically, people on the outside have to open it up.
Find them.
Yeah.
And isn't there something like a failsafe where they should be lifted up? So they stuck somewhere.
And
it was
like you said,
I didn't realize how close the Titanic was to.
I didn't either. I didn't know that. It said someone put that it's literally the same distance as the width of Newfoundland. Yeah. And you just add that there and it's basically so right off the shelf, the continental shelf. It's not far at all.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but it still said that it was really remote, so the expedition's difficult, but
that's just terrifying.
Yeah.
And they pay for that experience. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other thing too, is they pay that amount of money and it's you go out there for 5 days, so you have 5 separate chances because there are so many difficulties with the actual submarine or submersible. So
no, why would you risk it?
Yeah, I don't like those odds. What is
to stare at something so creepy and I think the Titanic, we should just leave it.
Yeah.
Be.
It had its time. Yeah. Let it just rest.
Just rest. It was a terrible thing and just leave it. We have enough photos of it and videos of it. We don't need to be there. I think probably wants to be left alone now.
Yeah, exactly. Just leave it be.
Leave it.
What about you? Were you reading your book?
Yeah, I got 5% more in. It's cute. Nothing new to report.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. And I also had to look, no updates. I'm did they find them? Nothing yet. Because it's always scary when you know there's a time limit on it because of the oxygen. So
Yeah. And we're over 24 hours at this point. So
yes.
I want to stay optimistic, but it feels with it being that many hours and the comms haven't come back on.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's terrifying. But hopefully I went down a rabbit hole, like you said, because there kept being new articles 14 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. So I was okay, come on.
And I was watching videos and stuff earlier. Yeah, it's just wild.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's see what people are saying. April saying, I'm reading under Pirate Cove Academy. It's a why choose between pirates and mermaids. Wow, I've almost DNF'd it 5 times, but it's a train wreck that I can't look away from. All right. I mean, I can understand that. When something's so ridiculously bad, it almost kind of becomes good.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just it becomes comedic to you at that point, even though it's probably not intentionally trying to be comedic. But
that whole premise, pirates and mermaids.
Yeah, I like the premise. It sounds like it could be cool. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of it, April. Bob, not reading, just saw your video being friendly. Oh, well, thank you, Bob. It's very sweet. I'm glad you're here. What book is this, Maggie? Submarine? No, April.
Real life.
April, you're like me. Kristen mentioned this earlier, and I didn't know what it was. There's people on a submarine that are going to the Titanic right now, or 24 hours ago, and the mission is lost. This is real life. People have gone missing. There's a search going out. We haven't found them. It's like Kristen said, it's a rabbit hole though, so be aware of that. Oh, Dory says my anxiety ramps just imagining getting stuck in one of those subs. Yeah, just honestly the amount of things that I feel could have happened. Like the comms went down, so maybe that's a pressure issue, but the idea of it imploding being one, there's a leak. There was something else mentioning like if it's caught in a net, or what if something like my bookish brain is starting to be like, what if there's a kraken or a whale got
you don't
very
know
cute.
what goat lives under there.
Yeah, right.
I was always thinking like, when you get people in close quarters like that, like how do they start to behave, especially in an emergency?
Yeah.
Oof.
This would make a great horror book.
Yeah.
And
I'm reading that horror about something like that, so I'm like, oof.
Yeah, that must make it like just like strike deeper in a way. Like the book, because something similar is going on in real life, like the horror element of the book must just be much creepier.
That's a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Nice.
I've got 25 minutes left in my book. All right, Hannah, go. Morgan, that's awful. I'm curious how long subs can stay under for oxygen-wise. I don't know too much about them.
Is it 96 hours they said on this one?
Yeah, I think it's
over 24 in.
Yeah, I think that's what I read too. So that's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So what is that? Like 4 days. They have 4 days to rescue them. Oh, God, that's so sad. April, couldn't they have sent a drone or sonared them by now? How could they be lost? So drone-wise, they mentioned the planes. So they're trying to do an aerial view. They'd be able to do that. But that's if they're at the surface. Sonar, it says that they have that as well, but that can become pretty difficult because all of those sound waves are just going to bounce off of the ocean floor. So it depends on where they're at. They're going to have to like triangulate it, I believe, in order to kind of figure out that what they're bouncing off of is the submarine. Plus, it's the size of a minivan. So
yeah, it's not like it's a huge thing. It's kind of a small thing.
Yeah, it's pretty small. Yes, Chloe, I know. But and it said they're in a remote spot, so it's probably an area they're not too familiar with. Like, I wonder if we even have much mapping done anyway of the ocean floor in that spot. I would hope because the Titanic's near there, but
yeah, you would think you would take like the same route and it was all very well planned and stuff. Like you'd think you'd have more.
Yeah, more like safety precautions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone mentioned that they were hoping that there was like maybe like a wire that was kind of hooked on so they could reel them in if something did happen, which I mean, that would make a lot of sense. But maybe like if you have to kind of curve around and depending on how deeply, I guess they're going to move around the Titanic. Maybe that's why they couldn't do that. But Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google this and be up all night. Yes, you will, April. I just started doing that myself.
I figured I saw you on your phone and like, she must be looking at the Titanic stuff.
Yeah, I totally was. I absolutely was. Oh, Kristen says, could you imagine the PTSD they're all going to have? Yeah. That's so traumatic. The guy that was on it last year, he was talking about it on Twitter, trying to say, like at first, when they first got lost, that it was, this happened similarly. There kept being kind of like technical glitches. So they had to actually resurface after just being down for like half an hour. So he was trying to be optimistic, but the fact that like they had so many problems before,
yeah, and
you think that would have been like fixed by now, a year later. And then someone else mentioned that there's really poor like weather conditions right now. So it seems like they're tempting fate, you know?
This company, they're gonna get sued.
Oh hell yeah.
But the guy's on there. The CEO is on that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
some, like British billionaire. I was like trying to read who's on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe they found nice mermaids and are having a party. Let's go with that, April. I like that idea.
Not the Krakens come out from the.
Yeah, but it's a friendly Kraken. It's a
friendly Kraken. It's like, what's that? Isn't there Katie Robert book with a Kraken? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, I read that one. I can't remember the name of it. I didn't like it.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, the first one's kind of fun. I thought it was going to be like a Regency meets like monster romance. It's not quite that, but it's kind of like a cute, fun read of this idea of like, I won't go into the whole thing, but essentially there's like this demon dude who he takes human girls who are in bad situations and it's indentured servitude for 7 years. They'll put them in a better place with these monsters. And the idea is if they get pregnant by the end of 7 years, they have to leave the baby because it gives the monsters magic, but then they have to go back to their own world. Or they can choose to stay if they fall in love with the monster.
And of course, I wonder what happened.
Yeah. So the first one's kind of cute. It's quirky. It's weird. The second one, the girl in it, she's written in a way where it literally states like that she's so annoying that people can't handle her. They don't want to be around her, the way that she talks and everything. And Katie really nailed that. How I'll put it, because like I could not stand being in her POV, but that one wasn't for me.
Yeah, that's
I want to try the gargoyle one though. Maybe that one will be better. Maria says Titanic research deep dives are my fave.
Are you following this stuff, Maria? Do you know about all this?
Yeah. And would you go on a submarine to the Titanic? No.
My guess is no. My guess is Maria would not.
Yeah. Oh man. April says, yeah, I've read them all. They're fine. The covers, though. Oh, yeah. As far as Katie Roberts stuff. Yeah. Yeah, the covers are very pretty. The art's good. Whoops, Wi-Fi went crazy. Sorry for the double message. Oh, no. You're good, Maria. It's not a big deal. Oh, man. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to try and stop and actually get reading done on the next one.
I know. Yeah. You have to check every half hour to see if there's updates. They're actively out there. So
yeah. Maybe now too that I've actually been looking at it, I'll have pop-ups on my phone and it will be in my feed, like the algorithm. Yeah. So, but yeah, I feel like that's going to be, we're not going to hear too much right now. I don't know. I saw someone say though that in Canada you guys didn't have access to some of the YouTube videos on it.
Yeah, that always happens to us. Canada has really weird laws about certain things with TV. We don't get the US Super Bowl commercials.
Oh.
They put cheesy Canadian ones in. We have really weird laws about protecting Canadian media. So we get Canadian news sources, not stuff from the US as much. We do get them, but on YouTube they do. There's a lot of you can't watch this in your country.
Oh, how funny. That's wow. Okay.
Yep.
Man.
I knew Hannah hated that.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Kraken sacrifice was a hot pile of garbage. Word. Absolutely, Hannah. I DNF'd that one so quick. Gorgeous cover though. I won't unhaul it. Yeah. Maria says, so fun fact, my dad worked for the Russian team that is shown at the start of the Titanic movie that found it. No way.
That's interesting.
That's insane. Oh my God. He didn't find it, but knew the team. Okay. That's so crazy. I actually didn't even realize that it was a Russian team that found it.
I haven't watched that movie in a long, long time.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time either. Oh, it's a good movie though. It's cute.
It is. I don't think I'll watch it right now, but
yeah, no. Yeah, not right now.
No, Maria, do you know what's happening? You are not going on. I will stop you from going on a submarine to the Titanic. It also costs you $250,000.
Yeah, that's insane. I would be honestly, it could be $1 next year, and I think I'd still be like, nope.
They could pay me $250,000, and I would say no, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with that. There's no way in hell I would do it.
There's no way.
You know what? It's cool. Like we said, Kristen, we have enough photos of it.
Yeah,
we're good. Yeah. Okay, we don't need anything else.
No.
I hope though, with this going on, that if they're going to continue this, there better be like some safety measures in place in the future.
Yeah, like I feel like this company's going to get sued and it's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no, you can't financially recover from this. Yeah, you can see them using the original footage and talking in Russian. Oh, yes, Kristen, save me from myself.
Yeah, like you're not going under there.
Yeah, if this comes up next year, Maria, you need to call Kristen really quick and be like, should I do this? Should I not? She'll save you.
Just watch the movie. Just watch
Titanic. Yeah, that's all you need. That's good. Or talk to your dad and ask him for stories about the guys who found it. Like, oh my God, that's way, way too much, man. I've never, like, I don't think I've heard of any situations like this. Actually, no, except for, was it the kids who, was it in Thailand? They went diving into that cave and they got stuck because like high, or maybe it was low tide and they went into a cave and then high tide came in.
Yeah, and they were
stuck. Yeah.
These kind of things, like I live in a mining town. So we've had situations where miners have been stuck down there, like a couple of summers ago. And the thing like, oh, and that's terrifying. But at least you know where they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody was fine. But like there's been things like that. And they were down there for a while.
Yeah, that's terrifying. How do you know if it just like collapsed, like their walkway to their zone collapsed and not necessarily on top of them?
I guess you don't. I think they must have communications. I think they must talk to them. I'm not sure. You think I would know more. Everybody here works with mining, but I don't. But it was like
yeah. God, yeah, I could never. I couldn't do that. I'm too scared.
No. I was like, everybody works. I'm like, I don't know how you go down there. Well, I go down there. They actually have in October they do a haunted house down there. I do go down there for the haunted house. It's terrifying.
How deep do you go down?
Oh, you go pretty deep. You go all the way like where the miners would go. You go like down there, and they do like a haunted house maze down there. It's terrifying.
I like the idea because I like Halloween, but.
And they let the actors touch you and stuff. It's like scary clowns and they're like grabbing at you. And they can see that I'm especially terrified, so they really go for it. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. I do never hear. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Clowns? Jesus Christ.
Oh, I hate clowns so much.
Yeah, me too. I think everybody does. Like, you do a creepy clown?
No. I just grab onto my friend's back like this the whole time. Like, get me through.
Oh God. Well, that's cool though. That's neat that they do that. There's a place in California. It's called Not Scary Farm, or it's Not Scary Farm, but they turn it into Not Scary Farm for Halloween essentially. And there's a bunch of mazes, and it's kind of like, it is scary, but it's more of like kind of cheesy sort of makeup and whatnot. But it's a ton of fun. I love doing that every year. Yeah, I recommend that to anybody who is going to California or is in California. Mm-hmm. Do Not Scary Farm. It's fun. But that's all I'll say about that. Maria, nope, I can't do underground or haunted houses at all.
But a submarine.
What?
But a submarine to the Titanic.
That's what I was going to say. Makes sense.
Or it's like, that's real. Or the haunted house is fake.
Oh my God.
It's terrifying. I'm gonna have to see if I can like vlog it this year.
You should. Oh my God,
like a GoPro or something.
Yeah, you should ask them. That would be so fun. Oh my God. Hannah says, Kristen, no, that sounds terrifying. You want to know what would be kind of crazy if they put like giant insects in there, like if there's giant spiders on like the walls.
Don't give them ideas. And they have like these things where you walk through and there's characters behind them and they like jump at you and touch you and stuff. Oh yeah, it's a lot. And because it's rock, you have to says like duck down. You have to crawl underneath to get, because there's rocks there.
Oh my
god. And the
God.
water drips on you from the rocks. I'm like, this is a lot for me. And you're down there for a good half hour. Yeah.
It's so immersive, but it'd still be terrifying. It's so
terrifying.
But, that's so cool at the same time. It sounds like a living nightmare. I hate clowns.
They're awful. Clowns are awful.
I've never met a person who likes clowns, honestly.
No.
How? Right, Maria, F that. But Hannah, would you go like down in the ocean to go see the Titanic in a submarine? Like, come on, Hannah. If you had to pick one, submarine in the ocean, or you're going to go down into like a mining cave and see some pretend clowns.
No.
They're going to scare you. I'm so not a scary person. Can't read it, watch it, or experience it. Oh my God. I'm the opposite. I don't really read scary stuff. I love to watch horror. Absolutely adore it. I've been watching horror since I was like 3. I watched Freddy Krueger. I basically came out of my room when my sister was with, I think, her boyfriend, and I hid behind the couch and I was laughing at Freddy Krueger. So,
oh, there you go. I can't watch. I read it.
Really?
Do the haunted house, but I can't watch it. I don't know.
How funny. I love it. Like, I love gore. I love creepy stuff. I'm a freak. I got married on Halloween too, so that tells you a lot.
I love that.
I'm into scary stuff. The ocean is my safe space or place. I don't know why, even with all the scary and noble things in there. Oh God, you're nuts, Maria. Nope.
Yes.
Nope. Neither. Hannah.
Fair.
Hey.
That's me too.
Claustrophobic. Is it tight down in the cave, or is it pretty wide open?
It's not. It's pretty wide open, except they put those things in, so because they're trying to keep you in a.
Yeah, that's right. So you can move around. Okay. I don't mind clowns, but hear me out. American clowns equals terrifying. European clowns equals funny and harmless.
Do I know?
Okay, I have to look into that now.
Like, what's a European clown?
Yeah, what's the difference? I don't think I've ever. European clowns. Let's see. Let's see what this is, Maria.
But I think
that's creepy.
Let's see.
Wait, is that? I wonder if that's actually the same thing, though. I need to look at that. Like,
yeah, that's still terrifying to me.
Yeah, you're uncomfortable now. Huh?
No, I'm uncomfortable. I just don't like the idea of like a real human putting on the makeup. And we had a clown in my city growing up, and he turned out to be like a creep. So I just like have this idea of clowns.
Ooh, there was that serial killer here too. I can't remember his name, but he dressed up like a clown. And
the clown face killer or something. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I do like the movie It, but I don't know. I'm with Hannah. Nope to both of them. I think U.S. culture just has too much clown horror that bled into it. Oh, I could see that.
Yeah. There's lots.
Yeah. They're creepy just in and of itself, so it's easy to turn them more horror. Hannah says, I like horror and scary movies, but closed-in spaces are a no for me. I can understand that. Merb says, I'm a chicken and don't like any horror or thriller. I love it. I love to be terrified. Absolutely terrified. Which, like, Kristen, you like to be scared while reading?
While reading, because I feel like I'm not as visual.
Oh.
I'm such a chicken when I'm watching it for some reason. I go to a horror movie like in the theaters and I'm like this the entire time. I can't stand it.
Oh my gosh, how funny.
I can't stand it. Yeah.
Maria says, like the circus clowns, Russian clowns are just sweet performers and the makeup is much less creepy. All right.
I'm going to Google Russian clowns.
Those clowns are terrifying. Yeah, look up some Russian clowns. I'm very curious because I just have one image of what clowns are.
That's still creepy to me.
That's still creepy. Yeah.
I mean, it's not as but maybe that's just my idea of the clowns I know bleeding into this, but
yeah.
Or like I remember this is like more historical.
That's really creepy. Oh, too much, man. Nope.
Oh, John Wayne
Oh,
Gacy.
yeah, Dory. John Wayne Gacy lived in Chicago. Yep, that was the guy. He actually, did you ever see, well, probably not, American Horror Story, the TV show?
No.
No?
But I
Yeah,
know.
so the 5th season, I think it was, it was called Freak Show. So they had like clowns. It was back in like the 50s or 60s. And there was a clown character who was murdering everybody based off of John Wayne Gacy. But
no.
Jesus. Merv says I don't mind reading or watching it, but then I can't sleep for ages. I'm so scared. I'm a weirdo. I like being terrified. Maria says, yeah, tell me if I'm crazy or if it's a cultural thing. I feel like you're a little crazy, Maria. I feel like it's the same. They all look scary. Yeah,
Maria
all of
just
us
like
have
everything European. So.
Come on, Chloe. Oh, man. Hannah, I'm from Chicago suburbs. Oh, man. I don't think John Wayne Gacy was your time, though, Hannah. I think he was gone.
Another thing I'm going to Google. Let's see what John Wayne Gacy looked like as a clown.
He
really have nightmares.
He's like an old clown. Like I think it was like the 60s or something. So they're kind of just creepier. I mean, they're still creepy now, but I don't know. Something about back in the day, the makeup, the clown makeup.
Oh my god. This is him.
Yeah, see?
Delete my browser history.
And he was literally like he was getting hired for kids' parties.
Parties? Ugh. No.
Yeah. Dory says, yes, Maria, nightmares for all. We'll have to talk about like cool stuff. You know what? I got something to fix this. Let me just see Hannah's comment really quick, and then we can do something really quick. Hannah says, my hubby won't watch scary movies with me, and I only like to watch them not alone. So the funny story with that, my husband and his best friend, they were like in the woods, and they were watching, I can't remember the name of it. I want to say it was The Cabin in the Woods. But essentially there's a character, I'm sorry if I'm going to give you guys nightmares, but she saws her head off and you see it. And my husband was terrified. He thought it was so scary. And I was like, okay, this is up my alley. So I watched it by myself with the lights off, all of it. And I was so bored. Like, this is no big deal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm sick in the head, you guys. I really am. Merb says, every time there is a noise night, I think there'll be a clown in my house coming to murder me. No, okay, let's fix this. Let's feel better now. I'm going to pull this up.
Oh my God.
So this isn't like a game of smash or pass again, but this is more of, if you hear a bump in the night, hopefully it's one of these men, okay, that are just coming to visit you. Okay?
You just had this game ready to go like that?
Yeah, well, this isn't really quite a game. This was a conversation going on in the Discord today. We were talking about pirates, and basically what had happened was we're like, okay, who's the hottest or who's the one that you like the most? Captain Jack Sparrow, the OG, or Killian Jones from Once Upon a Readathon? Not Readathon. Sorry, Hannah. We're in the Once Upon a
I was like, what?
Once Upon a Time.
Oh, see, I didn't get to. I didn't watch Once Upon a Time. But
oh, you didn't? Were you?
I watched maybe season 1.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't think he was there.
Yeah, no, he's season 2. He comes in season 2.
Oh, he's season 2. Maybe I need to watch it.
Yeah, he's Captain Hook. He's dreamy.
I've heard about him. Everybody was obsessed with him. I've heard Hook. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, he
looks more like my type to me. He's got like a smolder to him.
Yeah, he has the smolder and he has like that villain quality, but he ends up being like a really nice, caring guy. And he's just like, he loves Emma. He's great. But Johnny Depp at the same time, you know, like.
See, but I was always more of an Orlando Bloom person.
Were you really?
I don't know what that says about me. I was always more into Orlando Bloom.
Oh my gosh. You've seen Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when I watched Lord of the Rings, I was never into him as oh God, I can't even think of his name.
Is it Legolas?
Legolas. Yeah, that's it.
I was like, I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to be wrong.
Yeah. No, but like I was never attracted to him as Legolas, and everybody loved him. But no, Johnny Depp, man, I literally had a wall. I printed out just a bunch of pictures of Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. I was like 12 or 13. Had it all over my wall. I was obsessed. And then like in the second freaking book, or not the second book, the second movie, he like dies at the end. Sorry, spoiler. But the Kraken gets him, and my hormonal teenage self was like, "Oh my god, I hate everything," and I just tore them down.
You tore them down.
Yeah, and I'm like crying. It was ridiculous. I look back on it, I'm like, I am such an idiot. But I remember, like, I was in so much pain.
I had real pain with mine. I had pictures of Heath Ledger on my wall, and then he died in real life. And oh my god, I was in love with Heath Ledger. And then when he died, so many people called me. I was like, I already know. Stop calling me. It was devastating. Oh yeah, I was such a Heath Ledger fan.
Yeah, well, he was so talented. He was amazing, and he was a nice guy.
I loved him.
It was just, that was sad. I remember that. My mom, she actually, funnily enough, when she picked me up from school, she had told me, and she wanted to make sure I was okay. I didn't have walls, like a picture of him or anything. But yeah, that one was really sad.
It was. I was such a huge fan. Like, to the point, like, I had a picture of him in A Knight's Tale. And I loved A Knight's Tale. I had lipstick marks on it. I think I still have that somewhere.
Oh, girl, okay.
I was like in love with that man for some reason.
Well, he's a good-looking man. He's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see what you guys said. Let's see. Where are we at? Tori says, "Thank you, Maggie. You're welcome."
It did work, I think.
Let's just reverse all the scary stuff and put hot men in our minds. Okay, that's what we're here for. Hannah Gillian, he's a good-looking man. Jonah almost got named Killian after him, or got named Killian after. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Hannah. That's a good name. I like Jonah.
That's a good name.
Yeah. Maria, Maggie's got us to the rescue. How you guys doing? I'm gonna set you guys up. Swoon. Kristen says, need to rewatch that series. I loved Once Upon a Time. Like, I'd recommend it, Kristen. It's like, not all the seasons are great, but the very first 2 seasons are amazing. I absolutely love them. The second season, I would say, is very comparable to the first one. It was good. It was really good. It starts to kind of lose its plot, and things kind of get redone a lot towards the end, but the first 2 seasons are good. Any hot female pirates? Ooh, good question. I've never seen Black Sails. I want to say on Stars, but I know there's female pirates in that. The only female pirate I have is literally Keira Knightley.
I love. I adore Keira Knightley. But
she's gorgeous, so she makes a great like hot female pirate. But I don't think I've actually like other shows. I don't think I've really
seen a lot of pirate.
Yeah. Oh God, what's her name from Pirates of the Caribbean? From Guardians of the Galaxy. She's gorgeous. I love her.
Her name's right there, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue too, but I can't. Zoe Saldana?
Yeah, I'm like, her name's Gamora in Guardians.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. We're on the same wavelength. I think she's gorgeous too, man. They talked about if they were gonna redo Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp, they talked about doing the redhead from the ride, and they were going to have Margot Robbie, which Margot Robbie's also a babe. Like she's
everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know like how I'd see her with red hair, but she's a babe. Team Captain Jack. Yes, please. Yeah. I mean, Johnny Depp, he's the OG, man. Like, I love him. April says Killian 100%. There's like no part of you, April, for Captain Jack Sparrow, like Johnny Depp.
See,
be honest with yourself.
Orlando Bloom is sexier than Johnny Depp to me.
No.
Captain Jack, obviously he's funnier, but I was like such an Orlando Bloom person.
Yeah. You can have Will. I will take.
Yeah, we we won't fight over it. So there
I'll
we
take
go.
Jack. Yeah, exactly.
I'll
We
have to
each
fight
have
Kira
Jack.
Knightley. There, that'll be it.
Yeah.
Win that battle.
I will take Davy Jones and Jack Sparrow because I'm a freak. But oh, Bird says, "Oh,
I know.
Kristen."
Heath Ledger.
Oh, man.
Very sad.
Oh my God, Maria! Yes, my ultimate choice is Dread Pirate Roberts from Princess Bride. I totally forgot about him. Have you seen Princess Bride, Kristen?
Not since I was a kid. So I
Oh
don't
my
think
God,
I
you have
did.
homework. You gotta rewatch it. It's so good. So good. He's also a babe. He was in Saw, which was a good horror, gory movie.
Oh,
Tia
with
Damas.
he just looks like Zorro to me.
Yeah. Well, when he takes the mask off.
The mask, I gotta see him without the mask.
Oh. Okay. Also agreed, Hannah. I think you'd love it, Kristen. And yeah, oh my God, yeah, Penelope Cruz was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Everybody was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, well, there was so many of the movies. I totally forgot about that was like the fourth one. I totally forgot about that. She's also gorgeous. I think she was pregnant while she was actually filming that one too, which is insane. Yeah, Kristen Hellberg for sure. Yep. You're watching Princess Bride.
We're like, he's the grandpa's reading the book or whatever. That's all I can remember from that.
Really? Oh my God, no. That I need to rewatch it too. It's comforting. It's such like a cozy movie. And he's cute. So yes, Maria, I didn't even think of him. Yep, Dread Pirate Roberts coming in for the rescue. He's a fine man. But okay, you guys, why don't we go ahead and do a little bit more reading? I'll actually read my book and not just do the Titanic stuff.
I am going to look for an update though.
Yeah, you go look for the update, Kristen. You let us know after.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I'm going to get sucked in.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you guys back here in 30 minutes. Don't.
Looking at
I started at the very end because I finished the chapter. I started to look at the Titanic stuff.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. What did you see? No.
Well, no updates. But can you believe that this is the inside? Is that a PlayStation controller that they use?
Yeah, that's how they work the submarine.
There's like a place. This is the inside.
What the heck? So is he just sitting like crisscross applesauce?
Yeah, like on what looks like a sleeping bag with like some TVs, and this is literally a PlayStation controller with knobs on it.
This feels like some single guy from the 90s living in his van.
Yeah, going down to the Titanic, apparently.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
They said they have until 1 a.m. on Thursday for oxygen.
Oh.
That's what they're guessing.
So we got a deadline now. Well, like an official time. Jesus.
Horrifying. And then I was listening to the audiobook for that horror, and I was like, no, I gotta stop.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, my book, it's kind of still the same. It's interesting. Like I'm not going to DNF it. I'm still like, I'm enjoying it, but even though it's described as like a Regency romance meets fantasy romance with Peter Pan, it's right now feels very YA because I'm about 50% into the book and it's still about them being like 15 years old. And you're supposed to kind of be seeing their love story, which is interesting. Like Peter actually says something really cute that made me be like, oh, you're cute. But it's the way that they speak overall is kind of funky. It has that Disney quality.
Kind of like Peter Pan as a character. Like there's some, like Peter Pan kind of gives me the ick. You know what I mean? Like there's something about Peter Pan as a character that I was just like, I don't mind. I like a few Peter Pan retellings, but not like romancy because there's something.
Yeah.
Actually, I did read a romance where Peter Pan and Captain Hook fall in love. And that was good.
Oh, really? Yeah, which one was that?
I'm gonna have to think about it.
Yeah.
I think Austin Chant is the author.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of recently got into more Peter Pan retellings. I found one on KU. The first book's called A Land of Never and Night, and it's about basically Peter is the bad guy and Hook is the good guy. And that one's been really good because it has like just the world building in it. It still feels like the Neverland that you experienced in Disney. So there's something very whimsical, but it's still very like an adult romance and it feels that way. It doesn't feel childish, but there's something about they did a good job of recreating the Neverland that we all kind of grew up with. So that was really neat. This is the first one where Peter is still kind of the good guy. You know?
Yeah, I see him more as a villain character.
Yeah.
Because it's called Peter Darling, the one that I read.
Okay. And this one, his name's Peter Darlington.
Yeah. So that's like the vibe. Yeah. And he have a romance. Yeah.
Man. Okay, well, let's see how you guys did over in the chat over here. Before we left, Maria said that it's forever iconic movie for Princess Bride, which is so true. It's such a good movie. Okay, finish my book and now off to bed. Night, ladies. Night, Hannah. I hope your book was good.
Have you seen how many books Hannah has read this month?
A lot.
Like a million. So like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not that way, man. Like I can't. I would love to read that much, but I either don't have the time or I'm just like I'm focused on like chores or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know how she does it. It's so insane.
I know. I get like slumpy, but I look at her things and I'm like, oh no, you're terrible team captain over here.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way. I started off the month with kind of like a bunch of more like shorter reads, like novellas. But after a week of doing that, there was like too many storylines in my head that I totally went into a slump. Like I just felt like I couldn't pick up a book because there was too many storylines. So, but it also could have been because they were weird stuff.
Probably it.
Yeah, I read really weird stuff. Dory says, and they paid over $250K to do that. Yeah.
With the PlayStation controller.
You would think, yeah, it would be more luxurious, but all
And
right.
apparently it's just one window.
Yeah, that's what I read too, just right out the front. And when you see the picture of the submersible, it doesn't look like it's a huge window.
No, because the whole thing is so small. People are calling it like a flea out there, so it's gonna be so hard to find because it's yikes.
Send out good vibes.
Yeah. See the ick. Peter Pan.
Yeah,
ick.
for Peter. It's fun. I never really ever thought about it being a romance, and then I just picked one up and I was like, you know what? I enjoy it. But I also love pirates, so I prefer the ones with Hook. Kristen says she has 2 hours left. All right.
The ending of that is good.
Oh. April says, I drove to my parents' house and back on that sprint. Dang. Well, that's nice. Your parents live close.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. My parents live across the country. Then my parents are in California, and I'm in Massachusetts, so total opposite ends. I'm guessing, Kristen, all your family's in Canada?
Yeah. All my family is in Ontario.
Oh, nice. Okay, so everybody's nearby.
Pretty
My
close.
family's kind of spread. We have California, Texas, and Massachusetts. So we're spread apart. But yeah. Oh man. I don't really know where to go from this with the submarine.
I know, that's all I think about. And then the whole horror that I'm reading, it's like they just found the submarine, they just found the wreck. I'm like, oh my god, it's too much.
Oh
so
yeah.
And then somebody was saying, have you seen Our Wives Under the Sea? Have you heard of that book?
No.
It was a popular, I think it's almost literary horror. It was a really popular book last year, and apparently the wife in it comes back from a submarine mission or something gone wrong, and they were on the ocean floor, and it's the trauma of that. I'm like, wow, that's weird. And it was a really popular book. See if you can't really see the cover in this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so apparently that's what that is about. So people will probably start reading that now.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm curious if that's all of a sudden there's going to be a rise in that.
Yeah.
It was when the pandemic first hit in 2020, and then there was an already existing movie called, I think, The Pandemic on Netflix. And that's
I remember that. Yes,
I was like, okay. Man, I didn't want to watch it. I was too nervous that it would get way too in my head.
Yeah, I avoided all that stuff.
Yeah. April says, my sister lives a mile away. My whole family is within 30 minutes of each other. That's nice. That's really cool. I missed my family. April says, anyone read a horror pirate book? I was looking for one but couldn't find. I don't think I've heard of any.
Neither. You would think that would be an easy thing to do.
Yeah. There was
a paranormal one with ghosts or something.
Yeah. I mean, April, if you want to read a short, smutty book that isn't, I wouldn't say it's very great, but it's interesting. It's called Bar She Blows. So you can check that out. That's on KU. You can read that tonight before you go to bed. But that's the closest I got to a horror pirate. But I think all the horror books that we have on the Discord, I think they're all mermaid related.
Yeah, for some reason, Into the Drowning Deep.
Yeah.
I love that book so much. But yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean, I get because there's, siren folklore, a lot of eating and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm sure there's one out there, but I don't got any Rex, April. I'm sorry. Man. How are we doing on time? 9:55? Okay. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to call it here just because I have work in the morning and I need to still edit some of that announcement video for tomorrow.
Oh, I'll be up watching it. Even though Hannah already told me, sorry, I've got the insider information, guys.
Well, so I'll just end it here. But for everybody in the chat, if you guys aren't already a part of Kristen's community, if you're somehow not subscribed, go check her out. I'll make sure to update the description bar below, so I have her information in it. But we will see you guys later. We'll check you guys out in the Discord. Hopefully the rest of your reading goes well this week and no one's slumpy anymore. I know quite a few of us were very slumpy, but hopefully we have some good books coming up this week. So I'll catch you guys later, and we'll see you in like another spring. All right?
Yes.
Bye, guys. Bye.